Well, don't look.
Why can't I look?
Because one's an expensive bottle. You obviously know this is the expensive.
I don't know how much.
Old Putney and Teachers Highland Cream.
Most expensive one.
Yeah. Right. So close your eyes.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, you can. I've got something for you. You should close your eyes too in a minute.
Yeah. Close them.
Yeah. Sorry, they're closed. Yeah, that's the Teachers.
That's Teachers.
Yeah.
You're right. That is the Teachers.
Good.
But apparently Teachers has got one of the highest single malt contents of all the blends.
I don't know what that means.
Blended whiskey.
Yeah.
A blended whiskey is when you've taken lots of barrels and mixed them all together. A single malt is generally out of a single barrel, and it's not played with. It's not mixed. It's not blended.
Okay.
So it's, and often you can get like cask strength ones as well, which they come out at cask strength and they're often over 40%. But they do little things to the single malts. They sometimes dye it a little bit, and they sometimes change the colour and stuff like that. But generally speaking, Teachers is a very good blended whiskey. Not a lot of people think that, but I think it.
All right.
But
Well, my dad used to like that. He used to drink a bottle of it every night before he'd whip me.
yeah.
But he actually did used to drink a bottle of it at night. But yeah, what
Teachers.
he was doing his paperwork. Actually, no, it wasn't Teachers. It was Bell's. I get those two mixed up. Yeah. Back
Funny
in the
thing
day.
about Teachers is
Still
that
alive, I assume.
Teachers isn't it's not a bad tasting blend. Not for the money, anyway.
Right.
It's quite smoky.
Yeah.
It's got
I'll
that
take your word for
peaty
it.
smokiness to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not as much as Talaska or...
Yeah. I'm a thirsty boy. Could you give me some more whiskey then, please, sir?
Certainly.
Thank you.
What do you like?
Well, I'll go for the cheap shit. Oh, no, actually, no, yeah. Go on then.
Nice.
I'll go for that one, yeah. Thank you very much. So, ask me about my T-shirt.
Superman, who's he?
Well, I'm very glad you asked, Matt. Superman. I did tell you, but I went to see this exhibition yesterday at the BFI Max. What do you call it? Yeah.
BFG.
Yes.
Big Friendly Giant.
And they had like a bunch of things from like predominantly like 80s movies, which was very nice. So they had Superman's Christopher Reeve's outfit on a statue, which I was really impressed with because I probably watched that film like 1,000 times when I was a kid, as I'm sure you did too. So that was quite weirdly
Iconic.
all right.
Iconic suit. I mean, was it like the new suits? I mean, it's quite different, isn't it?
Well, it was this suit that he was wearing
Yeah,
on that, but
it's not changed over the years, is it, I suppose?
Yeah, well, yeah. Now they've like got it. They've sort of made him like into like a Batman weird shitty
Armoured.
shiny suit.
Yeah. So this is
But
a
yeah,
real
this
deal.
one, it was actually like they got it on a mannequin with a really bad replica of his face on the top of it, but they'd actually sort of like filled it up with like tissues and stuff. It didn't look that aesthetically
They tried to make
pleasing.
him look a bit more
But
muscly.
it did make me think that he was probably quite jacked for the day because he, you don't look at Christopher Reeve Superman and think that he's not Henry fucking
Was he
Cavill
jacked
or
for the
whatever.
day? I mean, his Arnold Schwarzenegger was going around as Conan, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, good point.
I think
Well, that was jacked for
Christopher.
the day.
I think the nice thing about him as a superhero, I think he could play Clark
lovely
Kent.
face, didn't he?
He could lovely face, he had lovely blue eyes, but he could play Clark Kent, and he looked like a normal guy. I don't think he would have pulled that off if he was bursting at the seams.
But I don't know. Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, okay. Well, it was big. It looked big.
It looked
When,
bigger than you thought. You remember?
Yeah. I was quite weirdly fascinated with the boots. I don't know why. Must have struck some chord of my childhood self. Maybe I wanted a pair of boots like that. Maybe I
Kinky
still
boots.
do. Yeah, red boots. And what else was there? Yeah, so they had like a little critter there from the movie Critters. They had Indiana Jones hats. And I think Han Solo's jacket was like it was going for $1 million or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. And then they had like Indiana Jones's hat, his bullwhip,
Back to the Future skateboard, didn't they? You
hoverboard
told
from
me
Back to
earlier.
the Future. Yeah, they had the number plate from there, and all sorts of stuff.
Back
like,
in
all sorts
time?
of stuff.
So
Out of
it's
time.
Out of time, nearly.
Bless you.
is it autobiographies when they write it themselves?
I think so.
Autobiography. Yeah, Geoff Emerick, the engineer of the Beatles.
Okay.
He worked in Abbey Roads. He worked there. I think he first started working there when he was about 16.
Okay.
And then he went on to do Sergeant Pepper's and Revolver and all those classic albums. Often he did other things. I think he did Wings later on in his life and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm reading a book by him, and he's just died.
How old was he?
A couple of days ago. I think he's about 72. I'm something like that. I remember thinking he's not that old.
That's a good one.
Yeah, well, not that good. Not that good. 70. You want to go 80, don't you? Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But anyway,
as long as I wouldn't end up decrepit and yeah.
No, and he wasn't, and he was like, he was. A lot of engineers and producers and studio people really looked up to him, and because of what he'd done, and he come from an era where he was inventing the techniques that were.
What was his name again?
Geoff Emerick.
Okay.
Yeah, Geoff Emerick, and actually, in his book, he's got an interesting part where he talks about randomly a spaceship he saw out of his childhood window, his bedroom window.
Okay.
And yeah, one day, and he said he looked out his window, and there's a big spaceship above. And he could see the whole thing, and he was
obviously before he'd taken any drugs or.
Well, he was probably about 10 or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's probably all in his imagination as well. But he felt the need to put this in this book.
About his drug experiences in there also, or.
No, I mean, I don't think he had any. He was like a straight-laced guy. He's just like a straight engineer. People never went into engineering, the music business back then, because they thought it was rock and roll. It was like it wasn't a glamorous job. I mean, yeah, in hindsight it was, because he was working with the Beatles. Right. But it was like, they all had shirts and ties on, and like some of them were dressed like scientists. Some scientists, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were there to do a job. It's not like nowadays. But
so what was his? So what, he saw it and it shot off somewhere? Or?
Well, no, he just said he looked up. So there's a big spaceship out the window. Didn't make much noise. I don't think he said it made much noise. He said it was just
out of Abbey Road.
No, out of his home, out of his house. Okay. And one fact he did say, that he read the newspaper the following week. A chap had said, "I've seen a flying saucer," or "I've seen something." I've seen
another
probably.
Chap had said that
probably. Well,
that's flying saucer.
It's probably suited for the time. Fellow down the street said. An older chap as well, this older bloke, had said, and he put an article in the newspaper, the local newspaper, saying, "I've seen some strange goings on in the sky. Has anyone seen anything? Please let me know if you have." And it confirmed to him what he'd seen. And I think his parents just kind of shrugged it off like you would if your child said that.
So, it's funny as well, back then you wouldn't have had any way to communicate with the person otherwise, would you? What would you have done? Wrote to the newspaper, asked for the chap's address.
Yeah.
and then discussed it over a pint.
Yeah. It's true.
I
don't think he would have even done that. I think he was a child, so he didn't probably have the means to contact the guy anyway.
An engineering child,
nevertheless. Yeah, well, he was not engineering. He wasn't actually.
Okay. I'm totally off with this one. I put him in Abbey Road looking out the window.
No.
In the studio.
No, this was he just decided this was a poignant event of his life, and had to mention it.
All right.
It was just a couple of pages, and it's it's quite strange. And, it makes you believe what he's saying, or at least think that what he saw.
Yeah,
he believed what he saw.
Yeah, that's it. I think, we've obviously talked about these things before, also, but I think if somebody's convinced that they've seen something, then what can you say?
That book was called Here, There, and Everywhere by Geoff Emerick.
All right,
and it's definitely a decent read for a guy who's just died recently. Who had a great history of our modern music.
Book of the month.
Book of the month.
I'm reading Freddie Mercury's biography. Yeah, biography, because it's written by somebody else. Yeah, so that's finding that very interesting at the moment as well. Grew up with my parents listening to Queen and all that stuff. It was 80s and one of the first bands that I was exposed to, and got into them later in life, and just reading this book now, it's very, very interesting. He was a very strange character, and just quite, since living in London now, seeing that all the places close to me where the Queen were basically coming up around that area, playing bars around Richmond and stuff like that. They all shared a flat together or something when they first started out, and I guess then of course he moved to Kensington and I recently had a look at that. I'm just like totally geeking out over this, but you can't see anything. It's basically, it looks like
You looked over his wall.
couldn't look over the wall. It was like standing outside a prison. Like the lady that he left his house to, or his estate to, I suppose, has like, you know, just gone for it with the wall. You can barely see anything. And I think she should, because in light of the movie coming out, I'm sure there'll be lots of people, new Queen fans, people making the pilgrimage to that place.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a pun, something about breaking free through the walls or something, but I can't think of any. Yeah.
Disrespect to Fred, man.
No. Yeah, no, he's a legend. Absolute legend.
Definitely.
Really. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing that film, actually.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Me too. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And then just talking of the geeky films and stuff like that, I don't know if this is a little bit weird, but I kind of brought you a present. I sit around and I buy stupid shit on eBay.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, straight from 1982.
2 presents.
Yeah, other one's the 18.
Check out that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Never been opened. Straight from 1982.
We'll get a close up on that later. That's
Yeah.
cool. And
Tron, I think that's quite cool. Nothing says 80s rather better than Tron.
Wicked. Well, that's got chewing gum in it.
Yeah, open it and eat it.
That's got. Are you sure you want to open that?
Yeah, open it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I can open the other one.
Yeah, you
actually.
open that one. You open that one. This is mental. It's got chewing gum in it. That's so
Mental,
cool.
This hasn't been opened
10
since
cards, 1
1982.
sticker, 1 bubble gum with Mr. T on the front.
This one doesn't have bubble gum in it, but it does have a bunch of Tron pictures.
Oh, this is mental. I wonder if someone's
These are cool
resealed
as
this.
fuck.
I mean, if you own this, you'd want to reseal it. You'd open it and reseal it.
These feel like kind of like powdery. I feel like they've been kept in there. There's an actual sticker, man. That's a cool sticker. Check it out.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah.
Shame can't see that.
Look at the chewing gum. It's broke.
Lots of glowing triangles and shit.
It's stuck on there as well. Let's come off. Look at that.
Lovely.
Do you want to eat it?
I'm alright.
You shouldn't eat chewing gum anyway. Just
You
chew
shouldn't?
it. Just chew
Especially
it.
chewing gum from 1982. Let's have a
Out
look at
of-
the other side of the pictures.
Give us a chance. Good. Out of the way, BA pushes the truck into reverse, smashes another car, then heads for a group of terrorists who are attempting to get away on motorcycles. So his chewing gum will stuck to it. He shifts his gears swiftly into high, sending the truck roaring towards its target. Continued on card 36. Oh, right, so there's a story.
Nice.
You can follow.
Do I have to read them all as well? Oh, okay.
Howling mad wheels, the jeep around the gorilla
We
compound.
don't have to go through the whole thing.
Causing
right?
confusion and drawing and the attention of the tourists. The howling mad
I just thought they were
the
gonna be
howling mad
pictures.
slams into reverse.
Howling Mad Murdoch.
No, the howling mad slams into reverse.
I think they mean Howling Mad Murdoch, man.
Well, I didn't say that.
Well, clearly
I do-
these people
I
don't
do.
know their 18 characters as well as I do. But anyway, yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. I like these. This is really cool. A likely story. Hannibal looks like my dad, actually.
It does look a little bit like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theo Brax looks like yours, doesn't he?
You never seen my dad. Second
No.
time we brought him
Well,
up already.
yeah. There he is.
Actually, yeah, he does look a lot like my dad.
Yeah.
I
Face.
like these Tron ones, man. These are cool.
Let's
Anything
check
with
that.
neon, I'm
Check
like,
this
I'm
out.
all over that shit.
Yeah, they are cool. These are really cool. I don't remember cards. I just remember stickers.
I did try to watch the movie Tron a few years ago.
Oh, this is a
and
picture.
again,
This is a picture, so you can put it together like a jigsaw.
Yeah, I'll search them out. I'll hunt them down through the 80s.
Hunting high and low. Play that music while you do it.
Yeah,
Give us a verse.
I'm good. You're the musician. Yeah, I tried to watch it. I watched that movie again lately, and it wasn't. It's hard. It looks cool, but it's kind of hard to. I'm fine. It's kind of hard to get through.
What's hard to get through?
Tron, the original.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Don't you think so?
No.
Okay.
No.
What about the second one? I thought that was shit. Also,
None of them are hard to get through. I mean, it's not.
yeah, I didn't think it was. It wasn't as good as I remembered it.
Yeah. Well. I mean, it was its look, wasn't it, for the
Yeah.
day? I mean, it just looked excellent for the day.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's still. I mean, yeah, it's been revised, isn't it? The whole '80s glow.
Yeah, it's probably been
It's
done to death
fluorescent,
by
yeah,
now.
It's It's cool.
But I'm still buying into it completely.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Nice one.
You're welcome. But yeah, these dark crystal ones too.
Yeah. That was quite a quick open. That's
I
how I
know.
opened them before.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of the dark crystal.
But this is
I think it
before
was a
HD, isn't it?
I think it was a
So
bit
look
too
at, the, look, at
creepy.
the, look at the state of the cards. I mean, the state of them. They're cool. But I mean, you would never get away with a blurry image like that nowadays.
No, you wouldn't.
No, that's just because the day. You know, no one thought, well, this is a
Kids wouldn't
picture.
accept that shit anymore.
No, they just think that. I mean, that was probably better
fuck is
quality
this
than the
crap?
crap TV they had in the front living room.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's also a thing of like having physical, like tangible things, isn't it? Like I think I mean, I've been enjoying collecting vinyl again because it's
It's funny, you always have to smell things.
yeah, they probably don't smell that good after 40 years.
Don't smell as they should.
Yeah. But you know, like having a tangible thing like a record or whatever, and I think that's why I've got like a stupid Blu-ray collection, because I'm from that generation that like physically had stuff. You know what I mean? Rather than just having something floating in a cloud somewhere.
I have noticed with buying, I enjoy the buy more than I do owning. I don't look at my collection like I used to, my CDs or records or whatever it was back in the day. I used to like proudly look upon them, have them all set up so they're on show in my lounge.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I'm just not. I mean, I enjoy the buy, and I'm still part of that materialistic
Generation.
Yeah, well, it's just not. Yeah, he likes to own the physical thing, but still.
Yeah.
Once you've got it, I mean, it's just like I think you're a bit like that. I mean, you buy stuff and you leave it around my house, and you just like once you bought it, you don't really care about it.
Yeah, true. I think it's that initial thing of that thing that I remember Dr. Phill talking about it once.
Dr. Phill, Dr.
Yeah,
Phill, good.
Dr. Phill.
Dr. Phill,
Phill.
good?
Did you get Dr. Phill in England?
No,
Dr. Phill, really?
Dr. Phill.
Bald guy, like Ricky Lake. No,
No.
like Whitney. Oprah Winfrey.
Right, Dr.
No,
Phill.
that's funny that he wasn't a thing here.
Well, it rings a slight bell.
Anyway,
It's
that
big,
wasn't the
big in
point.
Finland, or
Yeah, well, I think it was big in the States, but yeah, it was like an American show, yeah. But that wasn't the
Phil.
point.
all right.
And he wasn't even a real doctor; he was just pretending, you know. He was,
Just a knowledgeable bloke.
yeah, I just remember watching one of his episodes, and he was just talking about it's the point, it's the process of buying something, and that you know satisfaction you get out of it,
Yeah,
not the actual thing itself, because then you get bored of it or whatever, and then you want to buy something else, like a brand new pair of Nike trainers, for example.
Oh, they knew, are they?
No, they're not
Are
actually.
they on camera?
They've been for
They
a
are
long
on
time.
So you want some more whiskey? More whiskey?
Yeah, I just had some. Thank you.
Glenmorangie. It's another one I've
Glen
got.
from the Glens,
From the Glens, yeah. Do you know what a Glen is?
a field.
It's not a field.
What is it
well,
then?
a Glen.
A Glen is a field.
What I mean, no, it's not. No, a Glen's not a field. This is what I think a Glen is. Obviously, there's no
What
research.
actually is it?
We don't do
Doesn't
any
matter what you
research
think
on
it
this
is.
show. We just talk bullshit like we know it, and we don't. But Glen,
I think that's well
Glen
established
is,
already.
I think, is a small stream at the bottom of two small joining hills. Basically, the stream cuts through the hillside.
Are you sure? But are you sure? Do you
you've
know
got,
this?
Well, a Glen is where they collect the water, isn't it?
No,
The
I thought it
whiskey.
was a
So
field.
there's always it's
Okay.
always your Glenmorangie, Glenfiddich, or these Glens, because it's a little, it's like a chine. A chine is similar, but it's the same thing but leading to the sea.
All right.
So you've got a small stream leading to the sea.
Mm-hmm.
The small stream or glen, I believe this to be true. If not, we won't put this in. But if it's true, we'll put it in.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
You know what else is fascinating? What I saw today. Actually, I don't. Yeah. Well, I'd rather not think about it. I'll get to that in a minute. What bothers you when you go to the gym? Is there anything that like bugs you?
People using talcum powder.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
So it's changing room. It's more of a
Well,
changing room thing.
I just think talcum powder is for babies.
Do you mean talcum powder like when they're lifting?
No,
mean like-
no,
like
I mean that's
powder,
not. I
chalk?
suppose that's not so bad because there's a reason. There's a friction on your hands. I
Right,
guess, and
right. But you
that's-
mean talcum?
I mean, someone in the bath, they've got bloody
bits.
talc all over. Bloke's got white powder all over his
Do you think
feet.
that's an English thing? I haven't seen talcum
I just
powder
think
elsewhere.
I think it's just like just use a bloody towel. Just get and use. What do you want to powder yourself up for? It's like just to get rid of that last little bit of dampness. It's just weird.
It is a bit weird.
I mean, it's an old-fashioned thing, isn't it? And that is
I haven't been talked since I was a baby.
You talc a baby's bottom because
Yeah, I haven't had my
they've got
bottom talked for a while.
very sensitive skin. But
But that
Go
does
on.
actually lead me straight. Well, I was going to talk about something else that bothers me in the gym, but with the talc and changing room things.
Bottoms.
Yeah, I went down to the changing rooms at my gym today after being annoyed in the gym, but I'll get to that in a minute. And there was a man drying his ass with a hairdryer, which
The hairdryer.
yes, which I found
know.
very disturbing.
That's
And he was
weird.
an elderly gentleman as well, and I just
I think you
didn't
get to a
I
certain
didn't
age,
see
you don't
any-
give a shit, do you? Just like, I've got a wet
He did
ass.
not give a
He
fuck.
probably couldn't reach his ass anymore. I
Well,
mean,
he-
you
but he
should
was
be able
just
to do
standing there-
you should be able to do that technique.
Yeah, but no, he was just standing there with the electric hairdryer
Tickling his balls.
right up the anus.
Right up the arse.
But yeah, I mean, I feel awkward just drying my hair there. Like, so he was, credit to him that he just really didn't give a shit.
No.
But yeah, the original thing that bothers me at the gym is.
Would you use that hairdryer after him? Though?
Yeah, I probably have used that hairdryer
Have
after
you?
him.
Have
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
See, I don't even use the hairdryer.
See, I didn't even think about that.
No.
Anyway, so the other thing that bothers me, other than drying someone's ass in the gym, is when I go to the weight stack or machine, and on the weight stack they go up by 5 kg, right? And somebody in there keeps putting there's like an extra 5 kg. So say that you've used everything, like you're doing your max, you've got some big guy in there that's done the whole rack of weights in the machine, and then there's an extra 5 kg that you stick on top just to give you that bit more, right? So it goes up by 5 kg, and somebody else who's like, say, lifting 15 kg is adding the fucking extra 5 kg.
To the top.
Why? Because the next thing is 20 kg, and then the next thing is 25 kg. So why go through the effort of taking this extra 5 kg and sticking it on the top?
When it's easier just to put a pin down.
Exactly. Well, they're doing that anyway. It just pisses me off. And it's not the biggest thing in the world, of course. That is, there are bigger problems,
Yeah.
but it really bothers me.
Does that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I reckon it's just the cleaner leaving it on there and people not realising what it is.
Nah, it's not wiping
I
that.
just think, do you think?
I think I know who it is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Because when you do it, don't you, sometimes you get right to the end, you just put like a few quid on it, put a few coins, just get that last little bit.
Yeah,
don't
well,
you?
yeah, just to pop that bit out.
Pop what bit out?
The last bit.
Pop it out.
All right.